New Bears punter Tory Taylor shared a text from New Bears QB Caleb Williams saying, Caleb just texted me before saying, hey, you're not going to punt too much here, which is great. That was pretty funny. Drew loved it. He's mad about it on the meeting. Rookie of the Year odds, Caleb at 1, Marvin Harrison Jr. at 2. Jaden Daniels and J.J. McCarthy tied for 3 and 4. Malik Neighbors at 5, not pictured, but still in the running, Hubs told me. Drake May coming in at 6. Brew, do you expect Caleb to over or underachieve?
All right, let me say, I like Caleb.
Oh, no,
not quite as much as Nick,
That's the
but I like
worst
Caleb.
thing you can say.
With that, you're in college.
My problem is Caleb is talking about the NFL like it's the Pac-12. All right? I mean, first it's, I'm chasing Tom Brady. Okay. Then it's, I'm chasing immortality. Football immortality.
Well, or maybe life. Yeah. Who knows?
I can talk to him if it's life.
Yeah.
But and then we won't punt much. All right, like
Who the punter? In a private text.
It's public now. It's public now. All right. And this is facts. Who was the last great quarterback to come out of USC?
Tell us, bro.
I'll wait. Because there's no obvious. Carson Palmer, okay. He got hurt. All right. The next greatest to come out of Oklahoma. Baker Mayfield.
Well, Troy Aikman was there, and then went to UCLA.
We don't think of him as an
I count Jalen.
I mean,
Jalen,
okay.
Yeah.
You don't even like Kyler
No, I'm
Murray.
just saying guys that went to college. Yeah,
and Caleb better not be Kyler Murray.
No, I agree with that.
Or Baker, or
I agree with that.
Aikman, obviously. But so I'm just saying, look, I will say, I think he will live up to like our expectation, pundits' expectation. We're talking about this year, right? We're talking about this year.
Yeah.
I think he'll have a good rookie year. I think he could definitely be rookie of the year. I don't think he'll live up to his own expectations because I think he thinks he's about to come in and light the league on
So
fire.
here's what I think he thinks, that it's about to be easier.
Oh.
And I think
which is crazy.
I don't think it's crazy. I think he's right. I think the NFL is tougher, obviously, than college football. Mm-hmm. But I think he is set up in a way where, for the first time, he's not going to be going into – there are going to be certain weeks, a lot of weeks, I think, actually, where it's like, oh, I have the better squad. Oh, that's nice.
There were a lot of weeks in the Pac-12.
So, but not really,
everyone, of course.
So now that the draft's over, here was something that I thought was interesting. You look at the 5 quarterbacks taken in the top 10 and their supporting cast. What did the world think of it? So, for example, J.J. McCarthy, he's such a winner. Who did he drag to those wins? Oh, you had 11 guys drafted, including 3 of your offensive linemen, a running back, a wide receiver, and a tight end. Well, all right, Jaden Daniels. You had 4 guys in the first 4 rounds, including 2 first-round receivers. Caleb Williams. 2 guys from USC were taken in the first 200 picks, a safety and his running back Marshawn Lloyd. So,
but it's not like he took him to great heights.
No, I get that, but my point is that he was, once the Pac-12 schedule started, more weeks than not, he was at a talent deficit. And now he is, if we can show you the Bears' upcoming schedule, when you look at the Bears' offense against the opposing defense, when you look at that, they do play some good teams, and that's a very tough division. But that's a tough division because of their offenses. What are the great defenses they play next year? The Niners, potentially. Yeah. The Patriots, but that's...
We'll only score 6 points.
Right, the Patriots, exactly. So, do I think that Caleb Williams, with this receiving core, with a legitimate offensive line, with a good, I think the people in Chicago are slightly overrating their defense, but it was a good defense once they got Montez Sweat. Do I think he is going to oddly be in a position where the game feels easier next year than last year? I do.
There's no way. But I'm not saying he won't play well, and I hear you because he does have much more help. But comparing the NFL to there's no way it's going to be. He had a college offensive genius as his coach, right? In Lincoln Riley.
Sure.
I mean, for the most part, right? And was going against teams that Pac-12's not that good, especially defensively.
Let me pitch something to you. Remember how well Tom Brady flirted with coming back, and Coach Mangini's like, well, he saw Joe Flacco. He's like, well, certainly I can be better than Joe Flacco. Do you think that Caleb Williams thinks he's better than C.J. Stroud? It was like,
yeah.
Okay, and he saw C.J. Stroud just cook. So he's like, oh, well, I'm better than that guy.
Bryce Young thought he was better than a lot of people. Now, Bryce wasn't in the position that Caleb was.
But that's the other thing.
This.
Bryce didn't. Bryce's best receiver was 33-year-old Adam Thielen or DJ Shark, and had a terrible offensive line.
He was in a bad situation.
There's a level to me, like, I'll use the Mahomes comp in this regard, because Caleb's not Mahomes, even though stylistically I think they're similar. Don't you think Mahomes' first year playing for the Chiefs, the game felt easier than his last year at Texas Tech? You know what I mean? That it was at Texas Tech. It was like I'm running for my life.
Made it feel that way.
No, of course he had Andy Reid, and he did have Kelsey and Tyreek. I get it, but he has really three good wide receivers, and so a
lot of Caleb, and I know he can be good on schedule, but a lot of it was running around with his athleticism. He's going to find out, wow, the game's much faster.
That part, I think, will be harder. I think he's not going to be as escapable. I agree with that. Also, I think him inventing the bear claw right when he got there is pretty sick.
I think he's at a game, he's just like...
And all the Bears fans are like, how have we not thought of this in 75 years? I mean, he just has it. And
that was good.
We know that rich and fame is not going to affect him. That's the sneaky important thing about this NIL class. He's the first quarterback that we know definitively, how's getting $10 million and being super famous and being in commercials is going to affect you? It's like, buddy, he's had it for a year. Like, you actually have that baked in to it's not going to be jarring for him. So I couldn't be more in on it. The bear claw, he just has it, man.
Like it.
Come on.
I like him.
He just has it.
Head out to Denver, where the Broncos GM took a glass half full take on their old QB. George Patton saying, 24 years old is not that old for football. It's not that old for real life. It actually is old for football.
Right.
Bo Nix, 61 starts. We feel like he'll be more than game ready if we were going to draft a 21-year-old. Nick, your reaction?
All right. So I think Sean Payton should probably maybe chill on some of the interviews. Now, I know Sean Payton has done a great job of cultivating relationships in the media, and a lot of my dearest friends really like Sean. I don't know him. Sure, he's a great guy. I think there's a little high on your own supply thing. The whole we tricked Minnesota into trading up. Like, A, I don't know if I believe it, and B, if you're right, that just means you tricked a team in the other conference into giving draft capital to a team in your conference. It didn't even help you. And here's the question I have. What evidence do we have that Sean Payton is good at picking quarterbacks? We know he's great at offensive design, all of the
dark horse.
Those, well, right, but no, but that's
so that was design.
Right, he has drafted Ian Book, Tommy Stevens, Garrett Grayson, Sean Canfield. He saw Taysom Hill and was like, quarterback.
Right.
He chose to go coach Russ's team. People were like, oh, they gave him a bunch of money. There were other jobs available for Sean Payton.
Yeah, he could have waited.
And now he takes a guy that the consensus said was a second-round pick at number 12. He's great at getting the most out of the quarterback you have. But do we have any evidence he's good at actually scouting the position? They might be totally different skill sets, and his resume says that maybe they are.
Well, look, I think that's a great point. The hope, obviously, in Denver is he does get the most out of Bo Nix, because I think there's something there, okay? But here's why I disagree with their contention that, he's going to be more ready. Last guy I heard that about, Kenny Pickett. Remember that?
Yes.
He's like 25 or, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
He's ready to play, and we see how that went. All right, the other thing is, why are you there at 24 years old? And this would go to Michael Penix too.
Oregon's
but why are you still?
Nice
he played 5 years of college. He played. I know he got hurt at Arizona, but he still played like 10 games that season. So he had 5 essentially full seasons in college. The best players you're playing that are your age are in the NFL. So you're playing against a lot of younger kids. And at 24, and we've talked about this before, how much better are you going to get?
Right.
Certainly physically. You're physically, you're what you're going to be. All right. That's not necessarily true with a 21-year-old. So I have questions about what they're saying, but if Sean can get the most out of him, I think he could be decent, at least better than what they have.
You still have Zach Wilson, too. You could always go to Zach Wilson. You're looking for
Look, the funny thing is, what was it, 4 years ago? People loved Zach Wilson at this point, right? They thought he was like that pass we saw all time and time again.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.